It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And we're here in Boston, Massachusetts. What a gorgeous, beautiful setting. Lovely twilight view of downtown Boston. Everyone in their seats here in Boston to watch the Celtics on the home court. Looking at Boston and in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Covington in at the 3, the small forward. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season, seem to think that Clark, was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
Just 5 to shoot. Middleton inside the three-point line. It's hauled in by the Bulls. They come in fresh off the win against the Warriors.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against the defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on. And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Here's Covington, defended by Crowder. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Covington.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Butler against Thomas. Puts it up from 12, and Butler sends it back. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Plays it up and banks it in.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They blocked a shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Thanks, Kevin. He talked about the challenge defensively, going up against a team that can really execute. He said they're a team that makes the most of every single possession. They won't settle for tough shots. We have to make them take difficult shots, contested shots. Guys, let's see if they have what it takes.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. It sounds like the most important number for them today is opposing shooting percentage.
As it should be. I mean, this is an opponent that can go through some very hot stretches with the ball. So they've got to do what they can to limit those opportunities.
Yeah, and from what Coach was saying, guys, I mean, he knows that. They should play some suffocating D today if he got his message across.
And the Bulls with possession. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Pushing their lead to double digits.
And you can sense the momentum really starting to swing their way.
Yeah, they're taking charge here. I mean, there's no question about it, Greg. And the lead, I think, is just going to continue to grow and grow from here.
Here's Jordan following the score by Derrick Rose. Back to Thomas, off the pick. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
The Bulls leading by 8. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. The dish to Noah. Here's Butler. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Butler's got 6 points.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Now, here's Thomas. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. To the inside. No good from Jordan.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
Now here's Sullinger. He's coming off a 10-point game against Toronto. Outside Jordan. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Middleton. Boston. No good that time either. Now the Bulls with it. A 14-2 run over the last bit. Rose against Thomas. Rose goes in. And Jared Sullinger pulls it down.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Boston. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, the Chicago Bulls, a game behind.
And for Chicago, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Well, it figures to be a hectic finish to the season as they attempt to lock down a postseason berth. They've got very little margin for error the rest of the way.
Chicago with the ball. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Rose has got 5 points so far.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Thomas kicks to Sullinger. He dishes it to Middleton. Stolen by Rose. Dishes it to Butler. Got a piece of it. Crowder with the steal. Middleton with it. Butler covering. And Jared Sullinger, the bucket on the assist by Middleton. Sullinger's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. There's the pick. Noah with it. 8 points his last outing. Noah with a screen on Thomas. 5 to shoot. And that one's good by Noah.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Sullinger the screen. With the floater. Noah with the block. But he stays with it. Now here's Crowder. Defense right on him. Thomas. Again, Thomas missing.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Rose goes in. It's tipped. Here's Crowder. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so we will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Zeller, he's checked in for Jordan. Evans comes in for Sullinger. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Portis comes in for Pau Gasol. Mirotic is checked in for Robert Covington. And Brooks subbed in for Rose.
Now that's a momentum shifter there. A steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court.
And Tyler Zeller's going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Rasul Butler's checked in for Boston. Mirotic the screen. Three-pointer, Butler. The shot misses. And it's Boston the other way. Kicks to Galloway. A three ball. Good.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. And now look at the teams that have shot the ball the best over the course of the last month. Number 1, the Celtics.
And really, the basketball IQ has just evolved. Just the way they move the ball and share it. They always find good looks.
Evans, right side. Picked by Zeller. Here's Miles. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
The Bulls leading by 6. Pass to Portis. Butler against Mirotic. The pass to Portis. 6 to shoot. Brooks with no one around. And again, Chicago, no good. Celtics on offense. They're on an 11-2 run. Galloway kicks to Zeller. Picked by Zeller. Galloway, the pass to Zeller, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
The last few weeks, you see how Boston stacks up. First in shooting percentage, first in three-point shooting, and they're the third-ranked team in free throw percentage. A number of players on that team are very comfortable and capable at the foul line.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another.
And he gets it to go.
Not much going wrong for him early here. Only one miss on his first 6 shots. You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
The Celtics making a switch here. Rudez is checked in. Celtics trail by 8. Here's Galloway. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Now the feed to Miles. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Miles has got his first bucket in this one. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Brooks outside, and Mirotic has it in the corner. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
There's Galloway. Picked by Zeller. And here's Miles outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Miles has got 5 points so far. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Yeah, you know, that differential jumps off the page to me. And whether it's more disciplined defense or more aggressive offense, they've got to look to flip that script tonight.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Here's Mirotic. A 20-point game for him in the win against Golden State.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Here's Galloway following the score by Taj Gibson. Picked by Zeller. Feeds it to Miles. Rebound by the Bulls.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
Brooks dishes to Gibson. Brooks kicks to Mirotic. 5 on the clock. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Here is Miles. He's got 5. A second chance effort, and Gibson sends it back. Here's Butler, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
The defense keeps coming up short. Just no solution for Butler. He already has 10 points and a block. Coming out and starting this one big so far.
It's about motivation. You can see how much it means to him to play well today.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for Chicago.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Butler, he's checked in for Boston. Both shots good from the stripe. 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Galloway. Brooks covering. Outside Butler. Here's Zeller. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Brooks, the pass to Butler. Bulls moving the ball around. Brooks kicks to Gibson. And the Bulls with another miss.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Here's Galloway. It's deflected. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession.
And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
That'll be a 5-second call. Bulls ball. Rose. No good. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Bulls up 9. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And before the game, Star Center Joakim Noah talked about the intensity of this.
I feel like we're the hungriest team in the NBA. That's a great feeling to be able to say.
You know, I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished 5, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A., that left him with an appetite that has him still hustling.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Brooks is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Covington in at the 3 spot.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Brooks against Butler. Outside Thomas. Shot clock at 6. He makes that one drop, only a second and 5 drives.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Butler kicks to Thomas. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Sullinger dishes to Butler. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Noah with a screen for Rose. To the middle. Tries from 10. And that one goes long. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team, as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again, and changed countless others with his effort. Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Sullinger, Rose with the block. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Brooks with the bucket.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Chris Middleton's checked in for Butler. And Chicago also making a switch. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Brooks. Jordan kicks to Middleton. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Covington passes to Gasol. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
The Celtics making a switch here. Galloway's checked in. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And Sullinger kicks to Galloway. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Rose.
You know, in talking about D. Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
The Bulls leading by 6. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Noah kicks to Rose. Gasol dishes to Noah. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts. And the energy of a mountain lion.
That one is no good. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor. And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Butler kicks it to Noah. Gasol passes to Noah. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Boston trailing. Here's Galloway. He's got 5. Sullinger, left side. Here's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. Sullinger, and he bangs it home with one hand.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Butler against Middleton. Back to Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists tonight.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Here's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. Sullinger the screen. Galloway kicks to Sullinger. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Boston making some changes. Tyler Zeller comes in for Jordan. And it's C.J. Miles in for Jay Crowder. Chicago also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Portis comes in for Pau Gasol. And Mirotic subbed in for Robert Covington. Here's Galloway. He's covered by Rose. Puts it up from 17. Sullinger, no good.
And not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Down low. Portis can't get it to go.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And a moment here to check out some of the stats for Middleton. Averaging 12 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. And, guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And, fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things for the future.
Reggie Evans, he's checked in for Boston. Here's Portis. And he can't bank that one in. Boston's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Galloway kicks to Middleton. Zeller inside. Mirotic is there. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all. And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
Rose dishes to Mirotic, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Galloway, the pass to Miles. Boston again missing.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too. So really solid production in his first couple of years.
They set the pick. And Mirotic kicks to Gibson. Here is a list of the NBA's most adept passing teams this season. These are your assist leaders. The Celtics second.
You know, a team that shares the ball freely will create opportunities for the right player to score more times than not. They don't have to force it. Everybody recognizes that if they move and get open, the ball will find them.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Celtics have gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Here's Galloway. 5 points in the game. He kicks to Miles. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
Butler, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. Brooks checked in for Chicago. Gibson a screen. No good off the front iron. And here's Boston. They're on a 15-6 run. And Zeller kicks to Evans. He feeds it to Butler. Pass to Zeller. Evans setting the pick for Zeller. The baseline J. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Brooks kicks to Butler. Out to the wing. Mirotic has a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 4th assist in this one. The Celtics with the lead. Here's Galloway. 5 points in the game. Picked by Zeller. Here's Galloway. Passes it to Zeller. And stolen by Mirotic. Here's Butler. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Right here, over these last 10 games on the Bulls schedule, Kevin, this is how they stack up. First in rebound, first in blocks, and they're number 2 in slowing down opposing teams' offenses. Opponent scoring ranked 2nd in the league.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. continue to improve, effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
Whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year, and it ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
A minute 50 left in the second quarter. And here is Brooks. 11 points for him in that last game against Golden State. Drops in the layup for two. Brooks has got the game tied up here for Chicago.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
1:24 left here in the second. Galloway kicks to Miles. And the three off target.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Here's Gibson. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Boston's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Galloway, the pass to Miles. Now the dish to Galloway. Four on the clock. Kicks it to Miles. Three-pointer. And Tyler Zeller's going to pick up the foul. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for two. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. GA, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
The Celtics have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
You know, even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
We always like it when you're aggressive and not settling.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. DeAndre Jordan comes in for Reggie Evans. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Langston Galloway. And Chicago also making a switch. Covington's checked in. Mirotic gets the bucket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now Thomas. His last outing, he had 8 points. Picked by Zeller. And Thomas, here we go. Here's Jordan. And we're through the first.
Kevin, I have Derrick Rose and Derrick.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, big-time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He ended up with 15 points, 4 assists. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Celtics. Thomas is out there with Chris Middleton. Then it's Jared Sullinger. Then it's Jay Crowder. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Sullinger dishes to Thomas. Butler with the steal. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Rose kicks it to Noah. Noah with a screen for Butler. Back to Noah. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 6 points for Joakim Noah.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Thomas passes to Middleton. He dishes it to Jordan. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. And that one comes up a bit short.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Covington dishes to Rose. Left side, Butler. Noah with a screen on Middleton. Shot clock at 5. And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Gasol. The past month has been surreal. He's putting up about 14 points a night, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Well, he's operating at the highest level right now, one of the truly elite talents in the NBA. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Thomas kicks to Jordan. Sullinger the screen. Kicks it down to Middleton. Back to Sullinger. Off the pick. They shoot again. It's rebounded by Noah.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
Rose, good.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Your Celtics dancers, give it up. All right, let's keep it going.
Celtics trail by 5.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple of years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof, only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
You know, on the topic of Sullinger, guys, he said publicly that people are doubting him, and he's right. I mean, until he gets in better shape and stays that way, there will always be questions surrounding that part of his game. Hopefully for him going forward, he can be more Duncan than Diop in the way he treats his body.
And the wide-open shot from Rose hits the three-point bomb. Rose has got 16.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
And Thomas, here we go. Sullinger outside. In the corner, Middleton with it. Dishes to Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Jordan the screen. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Gasol passes to Rose. The shot is off. Excellent D from Thomas. The Celtics have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. It's Jordan on the wing. And that one is stuffed right through.
And everybody out of the way. I mean, clear the lane. We've got some rims to wrap.
What a sensational play to get to the rack for the slam.
Strong interior move. Aggressive, assertive, and effective.
from deep. Rose. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second three of the half right there.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 9. Sullinger dishes to Jordan. Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Celtics making a switch here. Galloway's checked in. For Chicago, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Rose kicks it to Noah. Boston trailing. Here's Galloway. He has 5. Left side, Thomas. There's Galloway. Sullinger a screen on Noah. Galloway kicks to Sullinger. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 5 assists tonight.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness. But no question, he's improved his skills and IQ.
Sullinger against Gasol. Thomas with the ball. 9 points in the game so far. From the line. And it's Chicago with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
That doesn't go either for Thomas. For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Back to Rose. Outside Gasol. Poked loose. Butler passes to Noah. Up and in on the layup. Now it's a 4-point Bulls lead.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
Thomas against Butler. Sullinger the screen. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Pass to Galloway. All sorts of time. Chicago grabs the miss. Butler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Outside Rose. Noah the screen. Here's Gasol. Almost, but it rolls out. Celtics trail by 4. And here is Thomas. 9 points in the game so far. It's Sullinger with the drive.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
Free throw good from Sullinger. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, who's checked in for Noah. Gibson comes in for Pau Gasol. Mirotic is checked in for Robert Covington. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. They set the screen. Mirotic passes to Portis. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow. And the Bulls lead by 5.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Thomas kicks to Jordan. Back to Thomas. In the corner, Miles with it. And it's good with time running down in the shot clock. Miles has got 10.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Brooks dishes to Gibson. Gibson with the screen on Thomas. And Jared Sullinger picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
And check it out, the stats here for Brooks. How his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Butler attacking, and there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles, and that'll be his third foul so far. Brooks, the pass to Portis. It's stolen by Sullinger.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Left block shot on the way. The shot misses. Now Chicago takes it the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
That kind of power move has become a trademark of his.
Celtics trail by 5. Now Thomas. He's got 9. Outside Jordan. Clock at 6. The 3. The shot no good. The Bulls leading by 5. Now here's Brooks. 6 points for him. Gibson setting the pick for Brooks, and he gets the bucket. Brooks has got 4 this quarter.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And there's the pass to Crowder. That's good, and it's Thomas picking up the assist. Crowder's got 10.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Brooks kicks to Gibson. Here's Brooks. He's got 8. Here's the screen. Here's Mirotic. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. 14 points for him. Celtics trail by 7. Outside Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Sullinger is screen on Butler. The feed now to Miles. The 3. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And some changes here for the Celtics. Zeller, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Butler in for Jay Crowder. And a change for the Bulls. Pau Gasol is checked in for Portis. Thomas with the ball. 9 points in the game so far. Sullinger outside. 29 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. Good. Butler's got 5 points so far. There's 25 seconds left in the 3rd. And here is Brooks. 8 points for him. Feeds to Mirotic. 3-pointer. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Butler, trailing by 10. Outside Thomas. Shoots from the baseline and released it in time, but it's off the mark. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's Chicago leading by 10. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. The 4th quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. The Bulls leading by 10. On the court for the Bulls, getting this 4th quarter started. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Derrick Rose is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Mirotic in at the small forward position. Middleton can't get it to go.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Mirotic's shot is off.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Thomas dishes to Zeller. Thomas a screen. Middleton inside the 3-point line. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Rose against Thomas. Rose kicks to Gasol. And stolen by Zeller. And they're moving it up. Here's Middleton. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. That's now 8 points for Chris Middleton.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
There's Rose with the 3. And the Bulls with another miss. Celtics trail by 6. Outside Thomas. He kicks to Sullinger. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Jared Sullinger's been getting it done. He has 14 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
And they've been important to the team. Even if it's only a couple, it's helped them establish a defensive presence inside.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Joakim Noah's checked in for Pau Gasol. Chicago leading by 5. Rose kicks to Mirotic. Noah with a screen for Mirotic. Good on the triple. Mirotic has got 9 points here in the second half.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Butler on the wing. Sullinger inside, defended by Gibson. Great D that time from Gibson.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. He was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Evans, he's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Damian Rudez comes in for Rasul Butler. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Shoots. They get it back. And that one's good. 11 points for Tyler Zeller.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Covington with the bucket.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Your heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket. And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
Mirotic's shot is off. Celtics trail by 6. To the middle, here's Zeller. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 4th rebound in this one. No one near him. And he overshot that one, missing. The Celtics have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. 4 of 9. Pick by Zeller. Pass to Middleton. They set the pick. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 6 assists now in the game.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Passes to Mirotic. For 3, Covington. It's Rudez with the rebound. One-on-one fast break. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. As this game enters winning time, and it really could go either way, he wanted the chance to check in, make sure they're all on the same page, and sticking to the game plan to close it out. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thanks. Bulls making a switch here. Butler's checked in.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Celtics trail by 4. Here's Galloway. He feeds it to Rudez. The dish to Zeller. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Butler against Middleton. Gibson with the screen on Middleton. And they double up Butler. Kicks it to Gibson. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got assist number 8 now on the night.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Evans. Crowder comes in for Damian Rudez. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Langston Galloway. A baseline J. A nice shot by Zeller. Zeller's got 9 points in the quarter.
And you're starting to see some tired legs on those defenders as we come down the stretch here, Clark.
Butler from outside. And Boston with the rebound. Jordan's got 8 rebounds in this game. Outside Thomas. He dishes it to Crowder to tie it up. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Butler. The rebound by Middleton.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Outside for Thomas. Jordan the screen. 5 to shoot. Crowder the pass to Zeller. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Chicago has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Boston making a switch here. Sullinger's checked in. Rose against Thomas. Outside Butler to the left side wing. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Thomas against Butler. Sullinger the screen. Thomas kicks to Middleton. Butler against Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Shot off the screen. Here's Sullinger. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Sullinger's got 9 points now in just the second half. And Middleton kicks to Thomas. Looking to get it going. And Gibson sends it down. Here's Covington. This is to Rose. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Rose has got 21. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've been offensive defensively tonight because they really forced the issue on D and come up with quite a few steals and deflections.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Thomas. Pass to Crowder. Jordan the screen. And the shot is good.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Butler kicks to Gibson, and he dunks it down.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
Celtics trail by 8. Outside Thomas. Now the pass to Sullinger. The feed to Crowder. There's the 3. That's good.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Chicago leading by 5. Butler dishes to Gibson. Over in the corner, Rose. Gibson the screen. Goes up off the pick. Oh, and the jam by Rose.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Here's Sullinger. Here's Jordan, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Chicago.
They're digging their own hole here, throwing dirt on themselves. They haven't been nearly as efficient from the line as they were in the first half, and that can be self-destructive.
Thomas passes to Miles. Back to Thomas. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Looking at the game for Thomas, he has 9 points and 8 dimes. It's been a really complete performance for him today.
And Clark, he's made a huge impact at both ends of the floor.
And so he hits both.
What a clutch performance. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He truly does.
To the paint. Stolen by Thomas. Sullinger outside. The Celtics working the ball around now. Here's Crowder, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense is determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
So he gets them both.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That trims the lead now to a 1-possession game.
They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups. I understand that. But this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
Rose against Thomas. Rose kicks to Butler. Gibson setting the pick for Butler. And stolen by Jordan. 1:33 left here in the 4th quarter. Jordan sets the pick for Thomas. Inside, here's Sullinger. Busted. No good that time either.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Rose against Thomas. Rose dishes to Gasol. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Celtics trail by 5. Outside Thomas. Feeds it to Myers. From past the arc. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And so here is Chicago. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Rose kicks to Gibson. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And now a 7-point Chicago lead.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Butler against Thomas. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
Shooting for Boston, Isaiah Thomas.
And so he hits the technical free throw. There's 37 seconds left in the game. And stolen by Butler. Jumps up. And he goes in for the dunk.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is secure.
I'm almost ready to go there with you, partner. Not quite. I'm hanging around at that 98% mark. So it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on.
And so they foul intentionally.
Isaiah Thomas. That's his 2nd personal foul. 15 fouls.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Isaiah Thomas. That's his 3rd personal foul. Team's penalty. Shooting for Boston, Derrick Rose at the line for 2.
It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're losing by 8. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, they can call all the timeouts they want, but really, I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, I'm ready to go home just like the players are. There's nothing they can do to salvage this one right now. Let's go. Get out of here. Game done.
Yep. You summed it up.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think we need to comment after that.
Adios. Here's Galloway. Brooks covering. Pass to Butler. To the paint. Here's Zeller. Gasol with the defensive effort.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Brooks outside. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, congratulations on the win here tonight, Joakim. You can see the enthusiasm and passion with which this team is playing, and in a tough building, too.
It was just a big win for us. Be able to take one on the road like this is huge. Now we got a little momentum. Stay focused, and this is what it's all about. It's a lot of fun.
Good luck sustaining it, Joakim. Thank you. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.
We saw Rose explode tonight. His dual threat ability, being able to score or pass equally well, man, that puts him on another level.
He set his teammates up with the tune of 12 assists. He's got such great court vision, and tonight he was seeing the whole court very clearly.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.